I need to go on a little bit of a rant here. I've had comments about the desert not needing healing. Just leave it and let it be a desert. Well, my problem with that is this is not healthy even for a desert. Not this particular desert, at least. I'm less than an hour's drive away from being in the edges of the Sonoran Desert. The Sonoran Desert is the most biodiverse desert on this continent. One of the most biodiverse desert regions on the planet. And being this close to it, this area should not be this devoid of biodiversity. This is the mulberry tree. It's pretty small and shrubby because of the harsh environment that it's growing in. But I want to show it's very isolated. It's miles away from other leafy, deciduous, woody plants. There is another over there a little ways, small shrubby skunk bush growing. It also is a woody deciduous perennial, and it's survived because of the same reasons that this one has. Looking around, this side here is rocks going down to a flatter area. There's some cattle prints down there sometimes. They go up here, but they can't get up these rocks to where this guy is. This is just feet. It's not far at all from a wash. Move some of those bigger rocks down there and the soil underneath of those is a little bit moist. It hasn't rained out here in so long. Everything is very dry, but under those rocks there's enough ground moisture that the soil is moist. There should be lots more vegetation growing down there than what it is. Around this tree, this is the mulberry, and around the skunk bush further up, while I'm right here, down among this remains of last year's growth, this is the stalks of a datura. There's other ones around, again, in this small, isolated patch of stuff growing. I had to climb up the rocks to get to this side and look around here. It's very rocky here too. Looking up on this side, these little bushes that you see, that's a patches plume. This little tree has two buffer zones, the rocks and the Apache's plume. The significance of the Apache's plume is cattle don't seem to like eating it, and the cattle have a hard time walking across all these rocks. So that tree is in the one safe zone in this area. Along this ridge of the rocks, the plants that have managed to linger in here, there's even a small fern that I'd found growing among these rocks. These trees are very old. The trunks are really thick. The trunks on this mulberry are thicker than my arm. For this area, that's a lot of years of growth for it to have gotten that thick. This area is so open. There's so little woody growth here. And the woody growth is these juniper trees. The cattle don't really eat the juniper trees. That's why they're about the only trees out here. The cattle do eat almost everything else. So my efforts to heal the desert is to revitalize, revegetate this area. This wash should be full of plant growth, which would be habitat for countless other animals, everything from insects to birds to small predators catching those. There should be so much more life out here. But overgrazing, because this is a open range state, the cattle just go everywhere and do so much damage to the environment. That, what you can see, is my neighbors. I'm just on the other side, the next property over from my neighbors here. So I'm right here. This is basically my backyard too. And it's sad seeing it in this state. And this is not a natural state for this area. This is over 100 years of uncontrolled open grazing has created this. So my healing the desert is just that. This is man-made destruction. Cattle are not native here. The native animals in this area do not do this kind of damage to the environment. So I'm here to do my small part to help heal some of this damage. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm in this effort of healing the desert. Okay, rant over. I feel a little better. All right. Enjoy the view. Hope you have a nice bite of that food for thought. Give you something to think about.